All right, so good evening, guys. This is Craig, and this is our vision, purpose, and excellence training. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I'm really want to take some time tonight and get connected with you guys because we've got there's so many things happening um, that are so exciting. There's everything we prepared you guys for is now happening, and I'm so excited for that. The concept I want to sort of share with you tonight is the idea of for those of you, actually, I'm curious to see by a show of hands how many of you guys have seen The Matrix, right? From the past sci-fi movie. Yep. Who's listening? No one. Casina, you haven't seen The Matrix? You haven't? Dang it. Okay. Well, the idea of the matrix is that this guy would look at a computer code and it looked like hieroglyphs. And as you got better at looking at it, you could see what was really happening behind the computer hieroglyphics. And so it's like you can start to see how people are changing and growing and getting a sort of a picture of the things that are happening in the challenge. It's the wax on, wax off approach that you guys have been practicing connecting with kindness. You guys have been practicing doing assessments. You guys have been practicing reaching out, and the intentional heart guides the crossing, and that you have a story that has hope in it, because you're part of a an idea called Optavia. It's a way to live your life that's different than what the world has. A lot of things that are out there are crazy, and this is just an idea, one of many, of how you can live your life. And you guys have and are part of this structure. And now we have essentially created a fun little bus that you got on, and it's this 28-day challenge. And um, things are just growing, and it's like literally the Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. You guys have been practicing these things, and now this challenge showed up, and you're like, oh, I know how to do that. Boom. And you're doing stuff. And I know, Patty, you're smiling a bunch. So what is going on in your mind? Because I know you're connecting with something that's happening here. So can you come off mute and talk to us?
Oh, sorry. I know I totally agree with you. Like, yeah. And then it's not very hard. I mean, it's time consuming, but it's not hard. It's like I know what I'm doing. Well,
How does that feel? Just like, think about that. The confidence of knowing that you know what you're doing. Like, how is that? Like, what? How does
right.
that feel?
Yeah, it's empowering. I mean, not that I'm perfect, but I don't have to be perfect. I just
That's
have to be
another thing you know.
there.
So
Yeah.
what tell me can you think of something you're excited about, of somebody you've spoken to, something that's happening inside of the people you've been talking to, the challenge, whatever it is? What's something that you're noticing?
Yeah. I'm noticing a lot of people are wanting change, and just we're kind of waiting for that invitation to try something.
Yep.
Even though I've been trying to invite people, but it's just a different type of invitation, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not and let's talk about that just for a minute, because I think that's a really powerful point. When when you guys have made a plan to go on a vacation, um, or you were going to an event that started at a certain time and ended at a certain time,
Mm-hmm.
it was like if somebody said, here's an example: will you go camping with me next week, or will you go on a hike with me on this day? And then you're like, yes or no. It's really clear. But if you said, hey, we should go hiking sometime, they're like, sure, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. Like, hey, let's get healthy next week, or the next week, whatever. Right? And see just the ambiguousness. You can always get healthier next week. You got pizza. You got pizza to tend with today. We'll just get healthy next week. And so think of the ideas, and even Patty, I'd love for you to share this. Think of the idea when you have something like you went on a missions trip and you had this general idea of going on a missions trip, and then all of a sudden you planned it and you had a date that you were leaving and things changed, right? There was a
Right.
time. And what are your thoughts on that? Because the challenge is, you said people are responding differently to the challenge than they were to kind of a general healthier living purpose. What are
Right.
your thoughts?
Because, well, when you have a set time period, like going on mission trip, if I have a set time period that I know when I'm going, I know what I'm doing or anticipate what I will be doing, then I can work towards that goal or towards that getting there. But
Mhm.
you're right. Like when you were talking about hiking with someone, I've totally done that with my friends. Yeah, we'll connect. Let's do this. And I have like 4 friends that I was supposed to connect over the summer, and it didn't happen. So
Mhm.
unless we're purposefully saying this, let's get together on this day, let's start this health journey this day, um, then we all tend to just, another day. But for me, life's about making things happen, not waiting for that next day, because that next day may not come.
Mhm. That's good. I loved many things that you said there. One of the one of the ideas that I'd like to think of my wife. She's so intentional. There's so many things I love about my wife. But one of the things she says was, she'll see a girlfriend or somebody around and they'll say, "Hey, we should get together." And Anita reaches in her purse and starts to pull out her calendar. She goes, "Yeah, we should. Um, would you like to get something on the calendar? Well, let me get back to you or whatever, And she's like, if someone doesn't say, "Hey, we should get together sometime," yeah, what do you think? Well, Anita's pulling out her calendar and writing it down. Like, it won't happen unless you do that.
Right.
And for many of these people, I'm curious to hear from somebody else as we're talking about this topic, because we have the holidays happening and we're in a challenge. We're started on week 2. We got 3 more weeks to go, and then we're going to do another one, right? Look at everybody. Look at Debbie Lunst. Oh, her video stopped there for a second, and she was your your video paused, Debbie, while you were eating, and it was like you had the spoon here and the it was awesome. Anyway, oh, that's so funny.
Thanks for bringing that to everybody's attention.
Hey, everybody, look at her, look at her, look at her. She's so cute. So, but think about the idea of when with Patty just said, people were looking for the intentional heart guides the crossing. Well, we intentionally created this challenge, and it was like people, they were just waiting to do something. They wanted to do something. They were sitting on the sidelines and they were ready and they were wanting it, but they just weren't sure. It was scary, and the holidays were going to come around, and was this going to be another one of those things like it's always been? And maybe I should wait till January, or I don't know. This is a good time to start something. And it's like the coach, we walked over to him, we go, "Hey, I'm doing this thing. I think it'd be good. Do you want to come?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah." And a lot. They keep showing up. I think we might be at 600. I don't know. We're getting close to it. Um, what are some of your other thoughts? Just, I want you guys to really get an idea of this idea. When you build it, they will come. When you give people an opportunity to move forward, they show up. And they would just wait. We could have done this a month ago and they would have shown up. You know, what are your thoughts on this? And what are your experiences with the people you're working with too?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of value to offer people, and the challenge is a way for them to see and get a taste of that. And so inviting them into that, to just being really generous with the things that we have to offer before asking them to sign up,
Mhm.
which there's a lot of value there too. We all know that. But I think that giving people just a glimpse of, I mean, I'm loving the trainings from the other coaches have been, I mean, awesome. I'm learning a ton. I think we're all learning a ton in the way that we're able to engage in that community that has been lacking in our uh, client page. That there's a lot more engagement, a lot more excitement, a lot more connectivity. Um, so, I mean, which is so valuable. And I think it would be awesome if we can, like, also transfer that into our client page.
Yeah. And we're talking about that actually, because we've got a lot of exciting things that'll happen. We could move this. Now, one of the things with the client page is it's an ongoing page. One of the things with the challenge page is it has a intensity that you can sustain for 4 weeks, and then we'll have a little break, and then we'll bring another one. But here's a crazy idea. What do you guys think of this? What do you think of that graphic? Come off mute. What do you think of that thing? Is that a crazy idea? When's it start today? Well, aren't we already a week into it? Well, I guess, but not for the people that start today. And next week, what if we had a 14-day challenge? Wouldn't that be crazy? What if we had a 1 week challenge with the week left and a way to launch us and prep for the next 28-day challenge? I mean, what? This is all. This is the same old. It's the same challenge, but isn't that crazy? Kind of a wild idea. I don't know. So think about what it is that we're doing, and there are so many things happening. You guys, Diane just did a video today. We got to see her personality and her way of teaching and training. We had Amy Gertz, right? She came on and did this fantastic video where she was, you know how they talked about, Joanna just talked about declare your story, stop only sharing other people's story. Well, Amy got on there and shared her story. How fantastic was that? Diane shared her story. Cassina shared her story, right? Dawn was on there and she talked about her story. And so we're getting these real stories. They're your stories and you're sharing them. How authentic is that? It's fantastic. Do you know what it's like when you have people in the challenge and they see you as one of the, think of it. I don't know if you've got much feedback yet, but yeah, I'm curious with Diane or Cassina if you've had any feedback, or even Dawn. Actually, Dawn's has been up for a little while. So Dawn, can you come off mute there? And when you've been talking with your clients that are also in the challenge and they saw you as one of the creators, what was that dynamic like?
What was the dynamic like? Well, I just think that, it's kind of fun because, I feel like it maybe gives them a sense of, oh my gosh, she really is kind of an important coach, or maybe not important isn't the right word, but kind of validates the fact that, we're part of this and we're creating this as well. And I don't know, just gives us a little more credibility maybe, or puts us in more of that leadership light, which.
Well, yeah, people you've been coaching, they're like, "Oh, Dawn was one of the presenters, man, and she's my coach. Are you kidding? This is fantastic, right?" And then, and it also boosted your confidence, because guess what? This became your challenge when you did that, right? You had an ownership level that went up. Cassina, I know it did it for you. I know Amy. I know Carrie. Carrie's been doing a lot of the posting for us, and when she got in there and did it, it became more like you were part of it. And one of the things that Terry Miller told me early on is people will support that which they help create. Let me say that again. People will support that which they help create. In other words, you have buy-in when you have in that investment. And so I literally don't want to be the guy that does a lot of the videos. I want them to hear from all of you. Some of you haven't ever done a video like that, but you just said yes and you did one. Some of you have, and we've only had 8 so far, so, but we got more. And I love looking at the list of names and people are like, yeah, they're going to do it. you know, so-and-so's going to do their first video. How great is that? So, and then I have Carrie, and I have Lynn Ann, and I had Mandy. I can't remember who else. There was maybe one or two more of you guys that have been doing the daily posts and creating Amy Gertz. She did some of those. So you did the before and afters, did the inspirational videos, the recipes, all that kind of stuff. So you guys have created a lot of this content, and I hope you guys are having fun, because man, I sure am having fun. So I can't wait for the rest of you guys to sign up for videos. And what I actually want to talk a little bit about the videos. I want to talk a little bit about the next challenge that we're having, and then I want to just stop and I want you guys to think about what are you stuck? Are you stuck on anything? Are you like, I don't know how to get past this? I noticed that we're missing some folks tonight. We got 16 people on here, and so I'm curious, where's the other people at? Right? Do you have people that are on your team that aren't here? And maybe, you know, this is a great way for folks that want to. We're doing more than, we're not just doing silly coaching stuff. We're investing into people's future so that they can have a brighter future. Think of that. Think of how Joanna, the lady that just spoke on the other training, she was part of our Zoom meetings. She's part of our team. And I remember she was like one of you guys and out here, and she's sharing stuff. And then she just like something clicked and she got after it. And she just, I don't know, there was a movement in a direction, and she just went and just like stepped into her fullness. It's like some of that weight that had been weighing her down just kind of fell off, and she just stepped into her greatness. And now she's doing these fantastic trainings. I'm just like, oh, I'm so proud of her. Like, it's so awesome to see. Like, I learned a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, oh, I love that, you know? And so, so think about that. Why wouldn't that be you? Do you understand that this is a process and a vehicle that doesn't leave anybody behind, and you can grow. You can really become your greatness. And then it's not just for you. There's a lot of things that we train you to be great, but it doesn't transfer to anybody else. And this one absolutely is built in to transfer and share this. It's built in not to keep this for you. And actually, not keeping it for you benefits your health, it benefits your wealth, it benefits your relationships, it benefits your whole life. It benefits everything when you don't keep it for you. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad for that. So I'm going to share my screen here, and I want to see, basically, let's get the rest of these daily live videos. Let's get these squared away. Right. So I know Dawn, there's a number of us that are going to the Transformation Business Summit, and we're leaving Wednesday, a couple of days from now. Fantastic. We're going to come back and we're going to just be on fire. Like probably we don't need to plug in our computers when we come home, because we'll be able to Zoom without power, because we'll electrify it. But we've got a thing tomorrow, the science of 3-hour meals, basically the whole idea, the habits of health system of eating every 3 hours. And I would, I mean, I will do that video if I have to, but oh my goodness, which one of you would like to do a little 5-minute video, pull out the habits of health and look at the science of eating and you can even Google it, the science of eating every 3 hours. And which one of you would like to do that for tomorrow morning? You want to have the video start around 8:00 Pacific. And then we got the glycemic index chart. So that would be for Wednesday. And it's all about how to, like, you know, when you take the carbs minus the fiber, and then you get a net carb, and then you have, actually, no, that's for day 5, net carb calculation. But the glycemic index, what is the glycemic index? Well, who doesn't know about the glycemic index and you want to learn? I recommend you do that video, because the teacher learns the most. So which one of you would like to do tomorrow's video on the science of 3-hour meals? And I will work with you. I will help you make sure you're prepared to do that. And the glycemic, so we got two.
Hey, Craig, can you?
Hi,
Craig,
Christina.
hi.
Hi, Coach.
Can you? Hi, honey. Can you give me just a look, because I'm a little out of the loop. Can you give me a little rundown on these videos? And I'm gonna take a risk and get the details first, but I kind of want to do Wednesday's video.
Okay. Yeah. The what it is in the Optimal Health Coach page. So let me show you this little thing on the team hotline. There is a video in here, and I'll post it. I'll post it here, and it is called Daily Challenge Video Creators. Let me copy the link, and I'll post it again at the bottom. And this is essentially, well, that didn't come out very good, did it? Anyway, try that again. Yeah, so I'm going to copy this one here. The only thing that's a little bit sketchy about this one is it says to do it in 3 minutes. Diane watched it and she goes, 3 minutes? What are you, silly? And I was like, yeah, it's really about 5 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes. It's fine. But if you click on that link, it'll give you an idea of what the content is. And essentially you have your topic of the day, which is going to be on, whatever it is. So we can put you in here, and then I'll work with you on how to create that. And I'd love for you one of you to be bold. Who wants to do tomorrow's morning thing at 8? It's going to take you about 5 to 8 minutes. Debbie, have you done one of these yet?
I have not. Excuse me.
I know
I
you
haven't, but I'm going to be in a meeting at 8 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh, I talked to your boss, Pam, and she canceled the meeting. So
She probably would let me, but I
probably would, because she's in the challenge. Can you imagine? Oh, I'm a little sick. My dog ate my homework, and then she sees you on the challenge. Well, guess what? You can record it at 7:30.
Well,
I
already signed up for one. It's on the it's on a index.
Debbie's about to throw down right now. She's getting her school hat on, and she's going to do this. I love this about you. Yeah. So pull out. Here's what I would do for everybody. Let me stop share. And this is what I'm going to recommend. This is what I would do if I was going to prepare. Some of you are like, I don't know how to prepare something like this. Diane and I just talked about this earlier. Well, here's how I do. I Google the phrase and I watch a couple things. And then I go to the index, dun, 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 Dr. A's Habits of Health. And look in the beginning in the table of contents. And I would look like, which one of these, active living inside and out, that's not it, healthy eating system, safe weight loss and health gains, that's probably, maybe that's close, building healthy meal plans, the science of healthy eating and weight loss. So page 287, I would go there and I would look at 287, the science of healthy eating and weight loss. And I bet you he's going to talk about fueling control and the 3 core principles: fuel control, hunger control, and waste control. And then he's going to talk about, oh my goodness, look at this, page 290. You guys have your book out? 3-hour fuelings.
Oh, is that what it's about tomorrow? I thought it was glycemic index.
No, that's on Wednesday.
Oh, it's the 3-hour fueling? Okay.
And then so you can talk about fuel from meal, post absorptive and fasting, and you can read this little section on there, and then you can get a little bit of information on that. You can Google it, and you're gonna talk about the reality of what happens to your blood sugar when you go longer than 3 hours. Because as your blood sugar drops, so does your IQ. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? I get stupid.
Your focus. I don't know about your IQ, but your focus probably does.
My EQ, my emotional ability to say no to foods that aren't good for me, goes down. With the hungrier I get, the more I want pizza or whatever it is. Right? If that's true for you, say it. It's true for me. I'm human. Who else is human? Who else has a problem when they get hungry eating things? Yeah, right? It's just the three of us, Patty, Dawn,
Everything.
and Kelly. I'm so glad we're humans. The rest of you, they're all imposters. So, so talk about a story where if you're able to have something convenient, and what's it going to be like to eat every 3 hours? There's a study, you can look this up too, maybe all
Yes.
of you. It was a study out of the University of Toronto. So you want to Google University of Toronto, science of 6 meals. They did a study. I'm just going to tell you about it. Maybe this is all you need to know. And it said they had 2 groups of people, exactly the same food. The one group split them in thirds. The other group split them in sixths. So basically, one ate 6 times. The other ate 3 big meals. There was a big difference in the result. And they were eating the exact same foods. How crazy is that? So does that give you enough to go on, Debbie?
Yes, it does.
Look at you. You're such a champ. And
So what do I do with it? What do I do? So I record it and then
so I'll go over this so you can watch that video, but no, it's a Facebook Live into the group.
but I could do it at 7. Okay. It might be a little sooner than that. It might be more like 6:30.
If it's too early, not many people are up or will watch it, I've noticed. But
but don't we post it?
It posts live. It streams when you start it. People are watching it. And of course, they can watch it on replay. But I would recommend if you could do it closer to 7:45, so get work a little early, and you can do it from your car.
Yeah. No, I can. Yeah, I can do it from the hallway.
Anyway, the thing about it, I love what just happened there, is I invited her to something a little scary, but into some greatness. And you're going to grow from this, Debbie, and it's going to be so fun to watch.
Okay, so you're just really lucky that I just watched that training about that woman that was identical to me. She is identical to me. The commit, quit, and justify. That is, the relief when you decide it's okay, I can quit, I need a day off. All I keep thinking about is how I accelerate and then I take my foot off the gas. And I accelerate and I take my foot off the gas. And it always seems to happen on the weekends because I just have other stuff. But it's just that I am in that vicious loop. I was actually looking for a quote that said that, because that is, so you're catching me good time where I'm committed to do this, but something, and we have a meeting tomorrow at noon about talking about what the hell's going on with me, that I just stop. I get this momentum and then something happens and I'll get emotional about it because I hate that in myself. I hate that I do that.
Right.
But it is what she said about my old self coming back, telling me I can't do it.
Yeah.
And she mentioned that
every time you allow that to be true, it stays true.
I'm practicing quitting. I wrote that down. I'm practicing. Every time you do it, you're practicing quitting.
Think of how bad it is to be good at that. But you just practice saying yes and doing something hard. You're going to get good at that. So
I do enjoy doing lives. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on my lives. So, I'm not perfect, and I think that helps.
Well, that actually becomes real. People don't want polish. Look at me. Look at these circles under my eyes. It's terrible, but it's very real. Now that's all you can see. It's like I'm going to play football in a minute. I'm looking at myself going, what the heck? Anyway, but you guys look fabulous. By the way, I love the leather jacket, Casina. Nicely done. Whatever's going on there. And Darla, fantastic. Skin tone, your smile. Look at how healthy you look. Oh my goodness. Love it. You guys are doing fantastic. Amber hasn't moved the entire time though. She's just on a pose. Have you seen that? Good. Anyway, so we Bessie said I'm in for net carbs calculation. Hi, Amber. So Bessie, you're in. I got you down for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right, and I will work with you on that. Does that sound groovy? Give me a thumbs up. Yes, some side. Okay, so we'll talk. Okay, I'll take you off for now, and then we'll talk about getting you in there. And then we got Debbie tomorrow, and then Christina. We'll work with Christina for Wednesday. Eileen, Water Wars. She's on Thursday for Eileen. Friday will be who knows. Saturday is a team huddle. I'm going to run the team huddle, I guess, from Phoenix. So I'll just step out, roll out for an hour and do that. And then Darla, you're on for Sunday. Stop, challenge, choose. So good. I know you're gonna. If you need any help, you know where to go. You guys, you guys don't hear from all you. Lynn how you doing? Lynn oh my goodness, that girl's about to explode. I'm telling you.
Into this thing, and I'm walking in the door, and I'm like trying to eat chicken, and just came out of this big meeting, but I want to do a video.
Okay.
So bad.
Okay, we've got one for you. We've got some in week 4 for sure. Drama triangle, struggle versus fight, connecting with kindness. We got a lot in there. We'll talk about which one's gonna, because we have a few weeks for that. We got to get tomorrow down. But I've been having you guys. The beauty, one thing that's been happening. You guys are all talking to me a lot. I mean, I'm talking, you know who you are. I'm having meetings with Martin. I'm having meetings with Patty. I mean, having Diane, Casina, Amber, we had a meeting today. It's like so much. And I wish you guys could have as much fun as I'm having, because you guys are a fantastic team to work with. And you guys are so engaged, and you're doing an amazing time caring for the people that are in this challenge that we created. There's a lot of people in there. There's a lot of people that are lost, and they're finding community and connection because of you guys. And so make sure you're taking your time to invest in there, reading the posts, and of course going through the different things. But ideally, as a coach, would it be helpful if you were going to have like a list of priorities? Like, what's the number one thing to do? What do you guys think? What is the number one? You want to do this? If you can't do anything else, you can only do one thing. What would that be? Does anyone want to take a guess? How about you, Martin? What do you think? I love your beard, by the way. It's fantastic. Oh, he's been a little sick though.
I've been sickly. The number one thing in the challenge?
Yeah.
Number one thing, reach out to the people you invited and have a conversation.
Ding, 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 ding. Exactly. And one of the simplest ways to do that.
Hold on. And reach out to the people you invited that didn't join and have a conversation.
Yes. This is all about connecting with kindness and coming alongside somebody and say, hey, I noticed you. I invited you, but you didn't quite get in. Can I help you get in? Or they're in and they've taken the health assessment, and you want to have tell me what's going on. How can we help you win in one area over the next 3 weeks? That is a health assessment light. That's a little, tell me what's going on with you conversation. And they get to share, oh, I want to do this and that. And what are you doing? You're building a relationship with them. That trumps everything else. If you didn't watch any of the videos, and you didn't read any of the inspirational posts, and you didn't do any of that, but you went in there and you looked for people. I'm going to show you right now the people that were invited that haven't said yes yet. I'm going to show you, because that'd be helpful to know. Instead of going out there into La La Land, there's people that you asked, do you want to be in? They said yes, but now they haven't been able to get in. They're knocking at the door. Would you like to come into my awesome warm house? And they said, yeah. And he said, well, just show it to my door. And then the door was locked. They couldn't get in. So they need a little help. Oh, turn the knob, right? I'm going to show you what that looks like. Let me share my screen. And there's a lot of things that are going on. Let me stop my share. There's a lot of things going on here too. There's some of you guys that don't have a lot of good Facebook skills, and you want to grow a big business, and you don't want to grow it the old-fashioned slow way. You really want to help a lot of people. You want to put out 1 minute of investment, and you want to get a $5 return or a $10 return. That's what I want. And social media gets a lot of stuff done for a very, I mean, what if we didn't have it? I don't even want to go there, but imagine if we didn't have social media. There was no Facebook. So now you're relegated to your church friends, maybe your family, and a few neighbors, unless you're in a bridge club or you bowl. But that's, I mean, what are we talking, 100 people? It's nuts. You can reach out to 564 people. Are you kidding me? It's so fun. Okay, let me refresh this. Is it still 564? It might be more. Ooh, it's more. We're going to get over 600. We're at 571. Hello. I blame you guys for that. Okay, so here it is. Check this out. Couple things in case you guys missed it. Right? Week 1. If you want to see all the content just for week 1, you can filter it by clicking that little, it's a topic. Well, guess what? Week 2, food and water. This is just week 2 posts. There hasn't been too much. Well, there's the lovely Diane, and then there was the thing that I did, right? Who, it doesn't matter, dude. I did skid it on, but whatever. Then you want to go to, look at this. I changed the name of this, results photos. It's called results photos, working with a coach. That doesn't even sound right. Results. I got to spell it. I shouldn't edit this right now, right in front of all you, should I? Help me out with that. What should that say? Nobody.
Results of working with a coach.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say.
There we go. Results when working with a coach. All right. So now I'm going to get back to what I was doing. So now we have members here, but if we go into this members thing, we can see who all's in here. But there's this little thing here called invited. Now I believe you have to be a moderator, and I can make you a moderator. But go in here. Look at this here. So someone knows Corinne Stoker. Someone knows Harold Prestonbach. He was invited. That's good. Melissa Dorn, Karma Worth, right? Abby. You can see, sometimes you can see who, here's someone, Jen Finley. This person lives in Spokane. So, and she's familiar, she is friends with Carrie Armstrong. Do you see how I just moused over her name and it showed me Tyra Monk and Carrie Armstrong because we're mutual friends. Somebody texted me. Is that what happened there? Let's see here. Oh yeah, thank you. And then we go down here and we look at, I don't know who some of these people are. Melissa, let's see who she is. Oh, look at that. She works with Don and Kelly Carpenter. So talk to Melissa. She wants in. She can't get in. Isn't that good to know? Look at it. Steph Foster Martin. That's your girl right there. Steph's your girl. How about Janet? Janet knows Eileen Butler. What about Jan? Eileen. Look at Eileen. She's killing it. She's got people at the door that have been invited but haven't accepted the invitation. Right? You've got Dan Southwick. AJ Anderson. So that's Debbie. That's Deborah. Who's Tracy Poole? Deborah again. Great. Another Deborah, sweet. Another Deborah's killing it. Right? And this is me. This is a client of mine. And he has not been able to get in. He hasn't accepted it. He said he wanted to be, but he hasn't yet. So I'm going to say, hey, did you accept my friend request? So look at these people. Darla, Gina's been invited. If she said yes, she hasn't been able to get in. So go remind her, hey, Gina, go look at your notifications because there's something in there that says you've been invited. Now, here's another simple thing. You can do this once. Are you guys all paying attention? Eyes on me. Over here to the right, these little 3 dots. Send reminder. Gina's getting it right now. Send reminder. Now we can't do it a second time, just once. You can only re-invite them one time. So Gina's been invited the first time, and now she's been reminded. What about Nancy Gant? Lisa, this I'm assessing this is Darla or this is Patty. You know who it is, because Lisa Palermo is somebody I know, but that's and Sally Harmon. They're from Eugene area. A lot of you guys don't know all these things about these people. Here at Kimberly Meadows, right there, Darla, Patty. You can fight over her. I don't know who invited her. But look at all these people here. Oh, Tracy Berry. Wait a minute. She's somebody that looks familiar. But I don't know who invited her. Bunch of people. 25 other people. Patty Burnett. I blame you. Tracy Berry. I don't blame you. You know what I mean. Darla. Look at Darla. Jenna Reed. So you look at all these people that are here that have been invited but haven't said yes. Either didn't say yes, they said yes to want in, but they haven't been able to get in. If you asked them, would you like to be part of this thing? And they said yes. Now, if you just invited them without asking them if they wanted to be part of, then you can invite somebody and who knows what happens. But, so did you guys all see how to get here? Click on members. And if you can't see this little box here, then it's because you're not a moderator. All right. And then so this is a super valuable piece of inviting people. Any questions about that? Yes, Kelly Carpenter, you're up. Here, let me unmute you. Nope. You got to unmute yourself.
I just sent a request. Could you put me in as a moderator?
Absolutely, Kelly. By the way, thanks for asking.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know how to do that, I might as well just show you. Why not? Since I'm going to do it right now. So I'm going to go up to find members, Kell. Whoop, I got to learn how to spell. Kelly Carpenter. Boom. Make moderator. That's right. Now you're going to get an invitation to be a moderator. It'll show up at the top of your screen when you refresh, and you just click yes. Who else while we're at it? Anybody else? Amber. Of course we're going to do that. Rising Star. I don't know why it says Rising Star, but I agree. It's pretty cool.
It all out.
What's that, Dawn? So Darla, she's a moderator. Trisha, she's a moderator. Anyway, Mandy Shaw, she's an admin. Look at her. I think she was creating some content. Anyhow, so you guys can see a little bit of that kind of work. You know, sometimes we just don't actually get down and do like actual detailed, deep Facebook training. And so hopefully that's helpful for you to see a little bit of kind of how it works. Any other questions about that? I had a couple of you guys say, I really wanted to do this challenge. How do I get into it? I thought, thank you so much for asking. Because if you don't know how to get into it, you won't. And if you don't ask, you can't learn. And then you're just out. I don't know. All right. So what other questions? Those are the main things I wanted to talk about. And we're going to be setting people up for a holiday challenge. And the holiday challenge is going to be more holiday party themed. Because even though Christmas is only one day, you have work parties and you have family parties and you have lots of things that will happen. And we'll probably start it like the week after Thanksgiving. So so it'll end kind of coming up to Christmas. And then we're going to do another one in January. So buckle up. A lot of the people that are in the current challenge will get an invitation to sign up for the second challenge. And so we'll probably have, by the end, maybe 1,500 people by the time January rolls around.
I have a question or something to clarify.
Yes. Hi, Amber.
For the Facebook part of this, to get in the challenge, the key was to fill out the questionnaire. So
To get in the challenge? Say that again. I didn't hear part of what you said.
to be a part of the challenge and be invited into the challenge, they needed to fill out that questionnaire from the invite to get to the Facebook part.
Some people utilized an email invitation, and some people utilized like a Facebook Messenger invitation. So depending on which you had done. Yeah.
So all the ones on the Facebook that have not accepted, they filled out the questionnaire, but they never joined the Facebook page. Is that what you're saying?
Some have, yeah. Some that is not true for everybody, but that is true for some, because some never filled out. You could see who's waiting to get in, and then you could go check the questionnaire things, and they haven't filled out the questionnaire either. But some of them have filled out the questionnaire, but they haven't figured out how to click to join. Facebook, basically, with a lot of the political stuff that happened about Facebook and security and sharing your data and stuff. I don't know. It was a huge scam is what that was. There wasn't really anything new going on. It was just how the media portrayed it. So they added all this extra levels. So it's a 3-step process. You have 4 steps. You have to be Facebook friends. So you have to send a request. They have to accept your request. Second, you send them an invitation. Third, they need to accept your invitation. Fourth, then we need to approve them into the group. It's hard to get in here. And so all those people that have been invited, if they said they want to be in here, but they haven't said yes, they're like just about to get in, but they're out. So you might take some time and think, who are those people that I know? And instead of just starting with kind of doing blanket conversations, start conversations with these people. It's prime time. Debbie, did you have something?
Yeah, I did.
Amber, did I answer your question? I did. Good. And Debbie, you're up.
I think I just found it because I'd seen it. I was looking at the people that I invited that haven't responded, and I'm seeing that it says friends with a check next to it, which means probably I invited it, or is there somebody that somewhere that says Debbie invited this person?
I don't know. Well, sometimes like some of these say added by, if they're actually in the challenge, you can say who added them or who invited them. Just because somebody added them doesn't mean that person invited them. But I just scroll over their name. If it says add friend, you're not friends with them.
Okay.
Which probably you didn't invite them is what that would mean.
Well, I finally got down to my group, and yeah, I noticed that as a moderator to accept people, I kind of wanted to know that somebody, that I saw the name or the name is familiar. I don't know if there's any checking to make sure it's not a spam or anything like that. I do a little bit of checking.
I'm willing to root people out if they get in there and they shouldn't have gone in there, but you can't get in here unless you're invited by somebody that's already in here. So it can get squirrely. Okay. 577 people in here, but anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Craig, can I do something?
Hi, Lynanne. Yes, please.
Hi. I'm like, brrr. Okay. So you went through the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, invite them on Messenger more than likely. 2, they respond and they say, yeah, I'm interested. 3, you actually invite them. And 4, they need to click on join.
And then they have to be accepted into the group. Yeah. So there is a.
Who accepts them?
Anybody that's an admin can accept them. We've got quite a few of us. So people are just going in there all the time and just going, yeah.
And
they're
just,
accepted.
okay. And then, okay, and I don't know, probably everybody knows this, but once they are like approved or accepted, I think maybe Martin was explaining that to me. Do you go to that watch this first video and tag them in there? Or maybe you
Yeah.
told me.
Yeah, if you go tag them in the watch this first video, then they'll get a notification. They'll watch that video and then they'll take the assessment.
Okay, so
And
that's
it
the
also says schedule a goal session with your coach. So some people were invited from a friend, and they don't really know who a coach is or the value of a coach. And that's one of these are like hot leads. These are people that have said, yes, I would like to do something with my health. They're not random people that are, you're just kind of starting up so what's going on with you? So how's your life? This is people that said, I'd like to be healthier. I'd like to be part of this. So these are
right. They watch the video. They watch the video, they take the mini assessment, and then they schedule. So if they are intrinsically motivated, they're going to watch the video, take the health assessment mini version, and schedule time with the coach.
Yeah. And they might need to be prompted a little bit. You might have to say, did you get your goal session set up? Make sure you do that. There's still time. Don't miss out on doing one awesome thing. We've got 3 weeks left. Don't miss out on getting one goal.
So Craig, when they're, and maybe somebody else is wondering this too. So once they do the goal session with you and you are their coach for this challenge, do you have to go in and tag them in every little thing, or do they just go to the site and
They go to the site, but you might think of it. If you were developing a relationship with somebody and you are a awesome, fully equipped Optavia coach, but they're only taking advantage of the challenge. So they have kind of a challenge coach, which is Optavia Lite. And what I'm doing is I'm bringing people into the challenge and I'm letting them choose how much they want. If they just want to hang out for 28 days and learn a few tips, they can do that. If they want to set a goal and do a little bit more, they can do that. If I do a goals session with them and they said, well, what happens after 28 days? I want support after that. Guess what? We can do that. If they want a full life transformation program, we can do that. And wait, there's more. If they want to be a transformation agent and take their life skills and make an impact in the world, we have that too. So I let them decide what they have, and I let the conversation lead me, because as I'm connecting with kindness and the intentional heart guides the crossing. Remember that? So I let them tell me, oh, I'd like to be over there. And I'm like, oh my goodness, let's go over there. Here, grab my hand. And this is the wax on, wax off part. You guys know this. You guys you're prepared for this. It's so good. Martin.
Another best practice, make sure I'm unmuted. Another thing just to kind of think of, if you have participants that you've invited, that they've invited, but they haven't completed the assessment or the questionnaire yet, and they may have invited friends. So I think we all have that, where they've joined, but they haven't completed the questionnaire. You can go in and look at the members, see who invited them, scroll through, see which ones are yours, and reach out to them.
Yep. I mean, think about this. You can be part of the challenge and you can sort of just be kind of, oh, that was a neat experience. But you remember how Corey Baker was saying in January, you're going to have one of two conversations. Does anybody remember the last few trainings where he's been training on that? What did he say? Who wants to say?
Well, it was something like, wow, it's so awesome. I can't believe where you are. Or something like, where are you? What happened?
Yeah. It's like, where is everybody? Or, oh my goodness, I don't know how to handle all this greatness, all this growth, right? And so They didn't talk about having, not every, I don't know of anybody else in all of Optavia land that's doing a challenge right now. None. I don't know anybody but us. And so you can utilize this challenge and actually spend some time and go in here and look at who's invited and do some work and actually be very, very intentional and strategic with your time. Or you can go on Facebook and scroll, or you can go find something else to do. You could do a lot of things, but if you take your time and you spend some time, you read, go look at people's comments and quotes and people that are asking questions or people saying stuff. And if you can go in and ask them a question, engage in somebody, whether they're your client or not, go in and so what does that look like? Practice your listening skills and your curiosity skills. Don't be preaching to them, but be drawing them out. Be interested. Get some of that training for you and you practice it in here. Find people that you invited. Spend some time, connect to them. Hey, I noticed that I'd sent you the thing. Did you see the thing? I can't wait for you to join. We still have 3 whole weeks left. Do you know a lot of people are thinking, well, we missed the first week. No, I can't do it. There's people out there that are doing that. Go ahead, Martin.
Yeah, I just have a thought for the transformation stories that are being posted. What if they were the transformation stories of coaches that are in the challenge? There are transformation stories. They're not a client that we don't know, that we borrowed, but there are. So the people that are in the challenge are seeing the story from the people that are engaged and involved in the challenge.
So I think that's a fantastic idea. And Mandy, you're next, but not yet.
I put mine on there.
I put mine on there too.
Mine will be posted in a couple days.
Fantastic. What if, so I don't know if one of you guys wants to do this. I know Lynn Ann is a boss at posting transformation stories. I know Carrie is a boss at scheduling and posting stuff. I know a number of you guys that have done this, right? So what if every one of you goes to our client support page? I'm going to show you where that's at because some of you don't know. It's called Optimal Wellbeing Community. Optimal Wellbeing Community. Okay. This is what it looks like. Look at Patty. Look at all these cute people. I bet Darla's in there somewhere. Where's she at? There's Debbie. I know you were at that party, Darla. I don't know where she went. There's Rachel. Anyway, enough of that. That's one of our healthy parties. Oh, 5 people want to join this group. Who wants to join? Sometimes these people are just people trying to get in our parade, and we don't know them really. So I don't always let everybody in here. But anyway, what if you went here and you posted, look at this, Kevin Long. Oh my goodness, you want to see a champion. Look at this guy. Do you see that? He's down 168 pounds in 8 months. Hello. He's from the Spokane crew. Look at that guy. Look at him. Like, who's that? That must be Kevin's brother, his smaller brother. Right? This is Don and Kelly's friend. So what if you went and posted your story on here, right? And not only is it going to be exciting for the people that are in here, right? There's one of Darla. Look at Darla. No, that's not Darla. Who is that? Ashley Hill. Look at that lady. I don't even know who she is. PCOS. That's fun. Oh, she's with Trisha. So what if we went and did that, and then Carrie or Lynn Ann or one of us will go and we'll schedule those. And what I would say is even if there's already one scheduled, just throw a wild card in there somewhere. And let's get all of our photos in there. Because the problem with having so many people schedule stuff is the stuff that I've scheduled, Carrie, you can't unschedule it. Or the stuff Carrie's scheduled, I can't take it off. And Lynn Ann can't, we can't see each other's scheduled stuff. It's all in that spreadsheet. But we just add another one in. Let's add a 7 o'clock one in. And let's get all of us. We have 20 21 days left. Do we have 21 coaches? We have 12 here. So go get, here's another thing. What if you've never created an awesome before and after picture? Diane Thompson, I haven't seen an updated before and after of you. Your old stuff is old. Let's create some new stuff because you've
I
had
don't
new
have a
breakthroughs.
before picture. It was
Figured out.
long
Have a
time.
sack of potatoes or something, and then say that's who I used to be. And look at me today. I'm fantastic.
Okay.
So figure out, but you'll figure out a way to do it before and after. I don't know. Martin, I've seen yours. I haven't seen a newer one. Right? Carrie, I don't know if you have one. Amber.
Before. You saw the before. That's it.
Yeah. But how about a new and improved with the silvery locks? You know, but create a new picture, whatever that looks like. If you haven't done one in a while, I know Mandy's got one. Cassine, I just saw yours. Fantastic. But that'd be a good thing in a freshly story. And when you put it in our client page, put it on your own wall too. People love to hear your story because they know you. They're your friends. So we're going to double dip.
Martin with his awesome beard. Martin.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Kelly, we can see a new one of you, retired and loving it. Right? That's right. So let's just get the maximum we can out of this. Hope this has been valuable for you guys. I know we've gone a whole hour, but this is a lot of vision for you guys, but there's a lot of practical, actual, how can I dig in and make this all work? And I know I'm going to be having conversations with many of you that are like, oh my goodness, hello, look at all this fun I'm having. Look at all these people's hearts that are smiling because they got a 2-for-1 special. Do you know what the 2-for-1 special is on the holidays? Instead of gaining 8 to 10 pounds, they lost 8 to 10 pounds. That's a 2-for-1 special, right? Instead of gaining 10, they lost 10. Fantastic. They're going to hit January already on their way rather than just getting ready to get started. They can do that with your help if you guys connect. So get them in the challenge. It's a great low barrier of entry. And then they're in community. And then they're starting to build relationships with you and the other people. And it just starts to unfold. All right, you guys. So here's the action items. Create a new before and after picture and post it in our health coach or our community page. And then I'll work with either Lynn-Ann or Carrie or Mandy on getting those scheduled out so that we have our pictures in there too. And it might even say, your challenge coach, Diane Thompson. Here's my awesome story. Okay, can you guys do that? Does that make sense? And you're not just doing it for the challenge, but post that on your wall too, because just like Joanna talked about, update and refresh your story, even if there's a little bit of bumps, because you're going to be relatable. When you show that your life is not perfect, but it's on a trajectory towards getting better, bumps and all, people want to be on that train because it's real. Okay. I think I'm out of words. Any other questions before we go? You guys have an awesome night. And so tomorrow morning, oh, it's Debbie. You're on. So Debbie, I'm available here in about a half an hour if you want to talk more about getting you dialed in. All right. Are you good to go?
What's the topic for tomorrow morning?
The topic for tomorrow morning is going to be the science of 3 hours, eating every 3 hours. So
why do we feed children every 3 hours when they're young?
Because we're smart and because they cry a lot.
Yeah. What happens if we don't?
That's really fresh in my mind, having a 7-day-old granddaughter.
So why as adults do we not do that to ourselves when we are so adamant to do it for our children?
Debbie, Martin just gave you some fun.
Well, it was interesting because I was talking to a woman at work and she's an older, I'd say she's at least 70, and she comes in part-time, and I was telling her, we were talking, and I said something about eating every 3 hours, and she said, well, that's the way we used to eat when we were born. And I was like, you are so true. That is so true.
You know, and there isn't anything more embarrassing to a man than sitting there having a nice conversation with a woman and her 2-year-old comes up and starts going for the food.
Girls in bottles. And on that note, I don't think I can. I don't think we should keep going. So you guys have yourself a nice Monday night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Well, we'll see you when we see you. Bye, guys. See ya.